Another one of my friends, Jonathan Guerrero. Now, in a lot of ways in life, he's above me. He's in his 40s, he's got children, but he was a very talented musician who had never led a worship process before, and so at our church, the worship leader just quit one day, and so it was just thrown on his lap, and he didn't know what to do. And so, because I was the pastor, I kind of had to become that mentor for him, and long story short, he's an amazing worship leader now because I didn't tell him everything to do, but I just helped him like, hey, have you considered this? Have you considered this? Why don't you read this book? Why don't you check out this worship service and see how it applies to us? After 6 months, he's already a much better worship leader than I am. But I got the blessing of being part of that journey, being part of that process. I was the mentor. And lastly, I've already told you about this person, my dad. I'll say it 1,000 times. If there's anything good in me, it's probably 80% likely that I just copied it from my dad. Because I was a young boy who didn't have a father, and he adopted me. I didn't have that structure pre-built in my mind from having a father my whole childhood. I had to have it built into me, have it guided into me. And so he would, I remember sometimes yelling at him. I remember sometimes crying on the floor next to him while he just comforted me. I remember sometimes arguing with him, but he was always patient. He was always loving. He always wanted the best for me. Even when we disagreed, even when I was mad at him, he would be patient and kind and understanding. He taught me so many things. I could not be the pastor that I am today without him. Honestly, I would have left ministry back in 2018 if it wasn't for him. And so, do you have a mentor that makes you more than you are? You know, they say your income, your socioeconomic status, based on where you live, on the neighborhood you live in, the IQ that you have even, the level of education that you will attain, all of these things, they have studied this. It tends to be the average of your 5 closest friends. In other words, if all of your friends are lazy, dishonest, bad friends, they don't care about anyone else, guess what type of person you're probably going to become, right? So one of the best things I ever did in my life was say, hey, that's a great man. I'm going to let him build into my life. Because as the one receiving mentorship, you have a lot of power because you can kind of just, nope, right? These people are more fun, so I'm going to let them become my people. That's fun, but give it 10 years. See how it goes, right? So the best thing I ever did was one thing I did, I was at Union College. I took an oil painting class, and Mr. McClellan, if you've ever been there, if you ever went to Union, you probably know him. One of the greatest, most spiritual, kind men. He came up and he wanted to pray with me one day, and I thought, this is I don't really know you, but I said, sure, he seems like an awesome guy. I'm going to let him pray with me. He prayed with me, and long story short, for the next 6 months, we would pray together. I had a girlfriend problems. He gave me advice. He built into my life in a way that my dad couldn't because he wasn't there. But I had a good, wise counselor in my life. So is your life balanced? Do you have people you can trust in? Do you have people you can count on? Because the idea that you need to be friends with everyone or that you need to be friends with no one, it's not true. It's not even possible. It's definitely not practical. So, who could you build into your life right now?